real raw.
A little interview for the site.
Good to see you.
You too, man. You too. It's been a long time, you know.
For all your time.
Thank you. No, thank you for sure.
You've just maintained a great attitude.
Bless you. It's been 7 years. Are we going here?
We're going.
Oh man, so awesome. So I feel super blessed. We have Douglas Graham here, Dr. Douglas Graham, creator of the 80-10-10 diet, nutrition, athletic performance, perfect health program, a million other things, you know. And Doug is the first person that really set me on the path of the raw food diet, really put into perspective with clear, concise information, science, common sense, heart, integrity, love, you know, everything in line with what I wanted to achieve in my own life. Doug put it forth really clear and easy for me just in meeting him once. It really changed my life. So here's Doug.
Oh, bless you.
Got him for an interview. This is the best thing ever. I wouldn't be here doing the Raw Advantage without Doug Graham.
I'm happy to support you in your efforts.
Bless you, Doug.
I want to see you succeed in everything you do.
It's been, I think, about 7 years since I've seen you, actually. We've talked a little bit back and forth on email. I followed you through Vegasource and your website, of course, and there's a Taste of Health in Vancouver that we met. Do you recall
I remember
this?
Specifically.
Yeah, and watched.
That was the standing room only Taste of Health?
Yeah, it was quite full. Vancouver down in Chinatown, and I went to 7 of your talks in 2 days. After the first day, went 100% raw, and haven't really went back since then. And just your mode or your model to be the lighthouse has just always strung a chord in me to do the best I can and enjoy everything, you know, and be the lighthouse, be the example to help others.
Bright. You do shine bright, Chris.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Good thing about videos, I can edit everything. Well, you know, we're here at the Woodstock Fruit Festival. I know you've done a lot of
start all over again.
It's gonna be really hard.
Okay,
that will be on tape.
I just did it for fun.
And if you don't mind when you're doing this, I'm gonna edit it. Noises.
It's the bananas.
Yeah.
It's the bananas.
It happens, you know. You get a little bit wild. I know you've done a lot of
start all over again.
I would love for you to share with my audience how you got started and how long you've been on this path.
I don't know how I got started.
No,
there was no demarcation point. There was no 7 lectures in 2 days. From here on out, I'm raw. There was nothing like that. It was the most gradual, sinister, unnoticeable little changes. I started changing my diet when I was in single digits. And started making diet changes, just little bitty things that you would laugh at, you know, but just little bitty things, and a lot of them were counterproductive for sure. I didn't know where I was going, I didn't know what I was trying to do. There's only 3 reasons listed in most sources as to why people go vegetarian. People go vegetarian because of ethical reasons, people go vegetarian because of health reasons, people go vegetarian because of environmental issues. I didn't do that. It turns out that I went vegetarian for the 4th reason, which turns out to be the #1 reason that more people in the world are vegetarian than any other reason. I couldn't afford to eat meat. I was a poor college student. I was eating grains. They're cheap and government subsidized. And next thing I knew, I was vegetarian. I'm not sure I ever said so until I met a girl who told me she was vegetarian. I go, I'm a vegetarian too. Yeah. But then I realized, like, actually I was. And then I learned about vegetarian and found out that vegetarian is the beginning of a funnel. It's sort of like a Venus flytrap of dietary change, because it's just wide open. I mean, you can be an ovo, lacto, pesco, pollo most of the time vegetarian. In the raw movement, it just welcomes everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, you eat watermelon on 4th of July? You're a raw foodist. In fact, we're all raw foodists. Some of us eat more raw food than others, but we're designed to be raw foodists, therefore we all are. And everybody's a raw food. And we opened up the door again. Finally said, you know, I'm trying to maintain really high levels of fitness. I'm trying to mix really high levels of fitness with really optimum nutrition. And I started asking around, and people kept saying raw food. I was getting it from angles I wasn't even expecting it, and I finally went to all the raw food leaders in the world. You can't do that anymore.
No, yeah, true.
But I went to all the raw food leaders in the world, all 5 of them, and I asked them if it's possible to perform really well as an athlete while being a raw fooder, and they said raw food's the way to go. And I said, good, what do you do? And all 5 of them said the same thing.
Nutritionists?
No, all 5 of them said the same thing. We don't know.
Oh, yes.
They all said, we know how to get sick people well. That's what, we know how to get sick people well, but we don't know how to make athletes perform on raw food. I have no idea. And the reason for that mostly was the way they got sick people well is by taking them off food.
Yeah. Low calorie diet.
Just either totally took them off food and fasted them, or they totally took them off food and they put them on grass.
Yeah.
I said, here, you can have all the green stuff you want, which is like maybe 100 or 200 calories a day. But the reason sick people get well on raw food is because they stop eating cooked food.
Yeah.
Not because raw food makes you well. It doesn't. It's just, it's like fresh air doesn't make you well, but stale air makes you sick. And cooked food, it's the same reason why people get well on juicing. It's not because of the juice. It's just you can't juice toast, you can't juice steak, you can't juice pizza, you can't juice coffee. No, they give up all that stuff that's making them sick, and they juice fruits and vegetables, and then they blame the juice, or they credit the juice, if you will. But so my progression was this long, drawn out, circuitous, riddled with failure. I had no idea what I was trying to do, no idea where I was trying to end up. But years of vegetarian, months of vegan, the raw food light went on. I started doing raw food, and there were no designations of like high raw, 90% raw, all raw. None of those things existed. It was just I just started eating raw food, and
it wasn't really a big deal. It's just
I didn't understand how to do it, and I had even in mind for a while that I shouldn't try to do all raw because I was just setting myself up for failure, because nobody did that.
Yeah.
And so for a while I even told other people, don't try to do that because it can't be done. Nobody's done it successfully. There's been a lot of us over the however long it's been, and nobody can figure out how to do it. Until I backed into 80-10-10 and said, gee, I wonder what would happen if we actually took the recommendations provided by top nutritionists, top sports physiologists, top health professionals, top vegan scientists. We took the recommendations of everybody, which was to eat a low fat compared to everybody else, or a high carb compared to everybody else's diet, and then said, well, but we understand that we're really not looking to create mutagens and carcinogens and lose 9,999 nutrients in the cooking process for every one that we possibly gain more of, that we have no reason to think we need more of. Why not just eat the ideal diet utilizing raw food as for the components? And that became 80-10-10, which I started following. And after 20 years of following it, the book came out.
Wrote the book.
Yeah, after 15 years of following it, until I got very secure, and what I really learned was not only that it worked perfectly, that I had no question about it, that 80-10-10 was definitely the way to go, but what I really grasped a handle on was 2 things. One, all the science behind it, so that I could express that, and then the terminology to be able to express it clearly to other people. And that terminology actually required development of new words, like caloronutrient.
Yeah.
In order to say, okay, we have a caloronutrient ratio, and let's look at how that, how does that work?
Cool. I say that.
So that's the short version.
Yeah. That's awesome though, man. That's awesome. You know, as I was when I met you, it was 2 years later that 801010 came out, but I stayed in touch through Vegasource and got most of the application through. But when I got 801010 2 years later, it was just cleared it completely to the T. You know,
one of the beauties of writing books, as much as I don't enjoy writing books.
Yeah, me too.
I don't enjoy writing books, although I love to autograph them. But as much as I don't enjoy writing books, one of the lovely things about writing a book is that you can have your say without anybody interrupting. You can just say it the way you want to say it until you get it said the way you want it to be said. And,
you could rewrite it a few times too.
And nobody can say but, or interrupt, or change, so it's just, here's my position.
Yeah.
I don't want to argue with other people. I'm not looking to make anybody else look bad or downplay what anybody else says. All I want to do is, whether it's in a book or in a presentation format, is just tell you what I'm in favor of, have my say.
Yeah. It's awesome. Well, 801010 is, in my opinion, definitely the most powerful book on raw food out there, on diet,
it's been the
on
most
nutrition.
Popular.
Yeah,
it's certainly been the most popular, and sales are still improving after the book's now been out for 5 years, and the sales are still on the rise.
Got them on my side.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting it to continue to gain popularity.
No, I'm sure it will. I'm definitely sure it will. So what do you feel about this Woodstock Fruit Festival?
Woodstock Fruit. The Woodstock Fruit. Hard on the mind.
Yeah.
Woodstock Fruit Festival. I mean, Michael had a flash of genius. The insight came on when he first talked to me about it. I said, Michael, do it. Absolutely do it. Let me know how I can help you. This is a winner. It'll fly for sure. It's reminiscent of some of the older fruit festivals that we've had, but there hasn't been any in a long time. The time is right.
Yeah.
This is like perfection. Really, this is like heaven on earth.
Yeah.
It's a marvelous event. I love the component that it is a festival. It is not a war.
Yeah, no doubt.
There's no war going on here. I love the fact that it is not a marketplace.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, I feel
this
that.
is for the people.
Yeah.
And everybody's enjoying it. It's one big happy family.
You know, next year we talk about possibly having up to 2 or 3 next year, all back to back.
I think the need will be there.
I think so too.
I think the need will be there. The awareness of the power of fruit is only growing.
Yeah.
It's just growing and growing and gaining acceptance and gaining popularity. And I think when people go home from this event, first of all, they're not going to want to miss next year. Whoever was here this year is not going to miss next year.
Yeah.
And they're going to bring people with them.
Yeah.
And I know Michael's got a long-term plan for this event, and I support it fully.
Yeah, me too, for sure. I feel super blessed to be here. Everyone.
Great to have you in the kitchen again. You going to go in the kitchen next year?
I'll go in the kitchen for sure.
I can. Yeah. Okay, we got that on film.
Yeah. I'll go in the next year, maybe. No. We'll see. We'll see. So what in the moment right now is really lighting you up? What's really exciting you? Wind under your wings, as one would say.
Well, of course, I'm in the States for events.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you got a lot going on this summer, hey?
Very, very busy. I mean, 80-10-10 Culinary Skills is becoming one of the most popular events that I run.
I've heard amazing things about it.
And it's, we need to get you that.
I'd like to come, for sure.
All your kitchen skills are ready. It would just like go. It would be like when you read the book.
Top it off.
And it all came together. I'll make an offer you can't refuse.
Okay, I love that.
Between Culinary Skills and Health and Fitness Week and the various events that I'm doing, the Raw Food Central event, that's all just like in the next few days. But I think what's exciting right now is that I've got a dedicated team of people working food and sport who are committed to helping me finish some of the 40 or 50 projects that I've started that never got finished. And we're just ticking them off, 1, 2, 3. 2 days ago came out with Raw Nutritional Science.
Yeah, man, that looks awesome.
And that's a 15-hour DVD that it's just going to be hard to... There's going to be people in the raw food movement that aren't really thrilled with that DVD set, is all I can say. But
Get the
for
sand
the
from
people
under
who
their
want
feet,
the
maybe?
education, for people who want to know about raw nutritional science, it's there.
Yeah.
It's based on sound, hard fact. And the coursework from the seminar is a 123 chapter book that is being taught in various medical schools around the world. Rosie and I wrote the coursework. So mostly Rosie, to be quite honest, but we wrote the coursework. And it's what can I say? It's being used as a medical text at this point.
That's awesome.
And this was just the seminar that goes with it. So the intro for raw fooders. I think that's really popular. It's really going to be exciting. I think the Dunia Runner things is one of the most exciting things going in the world right now. The fact that there's a Kenyan running team of marathoners who are following 80-10-10, and they're going to just be spreading that message.
Tear the whole scene up, eh?
Worldwide, yeah.
It's going to be awesome. That's so beautiful.
Fantastic runners. They're going to be running camps for 80-10-10 runners. You can go to the Dunia Runners Camp in 2012 and live 80-10-10 and run with the Kenyan marathon team.
That's pretty intense. Yeah, that's
It's-
that's pretty tough.
I think there's going to be plenty of runners from here coming out to
Yeah, no, for
Kenya
sure.
to go for
sure.
some running. But just the fact that 80-10-10 is actually gaining momentum,
Yeah.
for me, is one of the most exciting things going on.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. Nowhere but up, I see. Guaranteed. So with that, what's anything what's next for you, man? What's going on? Got some longer term plans?
I want to get back into my writing.
Yeah.
Next month I'll be shooting the photography for a new book. We got another book that is prevention and care of athletic injuries, all but released.
Yeah. Kids book too, right?
We've got a kids book. I've just finished the deal, as it were, with an artist for a couple of kids books that I'm doing, and then Rosie's got unlimited material, and she's written more. She's written more stories for Faye and more songs for Faye that we've bumped into several stumbling blocks with getting them produced. But they are about to be produced in Rosie's children's books, all of which promote ethical raw foodism.
So awesome.
It's fantastic.
Chris, I'm running out of batteries, so.
I'm not.
2
I've got
minutes.
plenty of batteries. I got plenty of go.
Sorry,
here.
both are going down.
I'm good too.
Give 2 minutes,
All right,
yeah.
So, Doug, I'm so stoked to have you on here, man. Is there
It's my
anything else
pleasure.
that you'd like to present or anything?
No, I appreciate your support of everything that Food and Sport has done over the years, everything that I've done personally. It's I hold you in high regard, and I know you've always held me in the same. And
Sure, man.
I appreciate that immensely. If you haven't read 80-10-10 and you think you know what it is, read the book. You'll be in for a shock. It's a pleasant shock, and besides, it comes with a money-back guarantee. You can't lose anything.
Yeah, true that. Well, bless you, Doug. Seriously, thank you so much.
It's my pleasure, man.
Foodandsport.com. Check out Doug. He's got ridiculous stuff. Amazing.
It's the
all
largest
time.
source of information on raw foods on the web, and it's all free.
You heard it at the Raw Vans. Look out.
Peep 80-10-10. Food and Sport.grams.com.